Okay, so the first thing we need is about a place for this to go to. So I prefer subsections of our primary screens we just go below that way, so we can say screen favorites most. This is the most favorites. We're just going to go to that. Typically there's no top bar there like that. And we'll just put some fake content here. Here are your most favorites. Stupendous. So the goal is to link it from here to there. It's gonna be exciting. Let's do it. Okay, so go to prototype and don't click on the chevron, just click on this whole thing, because a lot of people will go, oh, I'll click that thing. Click this whole bar. It's cleaner, it's better, it's more usable. So we want that to go down. So on this on tap, we want it to navigate to screen favorites most, and let's do a slide in. So go in, that's typical. Usability wise, we're telling the user, hey, it's over here. So if we slide in, that'll make a lot of sense. Now there's some cool parts about this, so we'll talk about the things that I don't like by demonstrating it. Okay, so we'll demonstrate this. This should work now. Now when I click it, there'll be no way back, but when I click it, just look at how junky all this looks. This slides over. It doesn't look too junky actually, but I don't like that. I don't like the primary nav sliding over. So to prevent that, which could, in fairness, cause some other problems in the future, we're going to say animate matching layers. So what this is going to do is do some analysis. Currently the toolbar is not, or the nav bar is not changing, and so if you do that, see, that didn't change, nor did this top bit here change at all. It just kind of faded out and tried to slide over. So I think that's a better looking structure. Now let's create a way to get back. Okay, back to design mode. Okay, so we want to go back, and a lot of students, with all the best intentions. I'm gonna go ahead and make this our primed the same as this guy here, our prime color. So we want to create a back bar, but they'll create, back to my story about my pet peeves. Let's again try to make that increment of 4. It is. So that's an increment of 4. They'll put the chevron, which I drew one right here. Should make that white. Looks like it's because it's set to scroll, but they'll put it up here. They'll put it like where this time would be, and man, that's a pet peeve of mine because it would never go there, and it just, I want to protect you from your portfolio looking a little silly. So I'm gonna go to my menu bar because I'm gonna reuse this chevron millions of times probably, in a bigger app concept. So I'm gonna grab that bad boy. I'm going to Command G group it so that I can make it into a component. It seemed to work. So I'm gonna phase 2 pull this out here. So now I'm gonna Command G to group it. Yeah. So now I can make it into a component. And it's teeny tiny. It says group 2 here. So I have to go, if we look here, I have to name it. So we always want to name ours. I bet we can zoom into it as well. Yeah, it says group 2. Right there. So that's a lot of zooming. Anyway, we can do it here in the layers. So I'm going to call this icon chevron. Didn't know that was called a chevron, did you? Well, now you do. Okay, so we're going to replace that. That's just the, that's just what we used to create it. So we're going to replace that. Double looks pretty cool too. I don't know. All right. So now we've got. Oh, sorry. I did that completely wrong. Okay, we always want to keep our components there. So I'm gonna get an instance of that. I can tell it is an instance by its icon. I'm in here. So icon chevron, the original component, has this little cool icon. Instances have a hollowed out diamond icon, so that's how I know that's the truth. So now that's an instance of that chevron. Just got to keep that over there because we want to have components kind of outside on their own. Okay. Okay, back to our bar here. Enough with me going on and on about it. Okay, so we'll get rid of that little vector and we'll go to our assets palette and see, if you look here, it's organized our assets in terms of our sections. So components app, components nav, components iOS. Man, I know how to do this. So there's our icon chevron. Icon chevron. And we'll go pop, 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 pop. Cool. Okay. So similar, we'll put a little label here. Favorites. Lets the users know where they are. And in this case, we will center it. So our childhood dreams are fulfilled in that we get to center something. I know how we love to center. I'll pull that down just so I can see the top of that for a sec. Well, okay, so might use the old arrange tools. Gonna forget those are around and center everything. Pretty sweet. Maybe knock that down 4 pixels. I love this grid. Can't get enough of it. Lets me know I'm on the right track. Okay, cool. So I'd love that to just be white. So I'm just gonna make it white. Alright, so second verse, same as the first. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna make it a component. What's that business? That's cool. Up. Okay. I'm going to name it back bar. I'm going to option drag, so I'm going to create an instance of that. And to prevent these little white lines, I'm going to overlap it 4 pixels. And then I'm going to, like a good boy, put it in my section for such things. So you look, now it's here. Totally sweet and awesome. Okay, so let's do a little testy test. So I'll go back to favorites. And this guy. Alright, so we want to go back. Now, our instincts, which we must fight, says, okay, I grab that little chevron and I prototype it back. But you don't have to do that. So we won't. Who thinks that should be just a little thicker? I do, but what are you gonna do? Boss says it's got to go out today. We have no time to change that. All right, so we'll grab that chevron, but instead, no, in fact, we won't even do it there. We're gonna do it in the components. So we're in the component itself. That way we don't have to F around. We'll just keep it in the component. You know, what stays in the component stays in the component, which is a pretty sweet motto that I've heard on a commercial. So it says show prototype settings. Okay, nope, sorry. You got ahead of myself. So I'm gonna grab that chevron and click this little interaction, and on tap, if you look, it says navigate to, but it also just says generically back, which means go back to the place in which you come from. Great. In addition, I'm going to make this into a property. So I'm going to go to design. Once again, click this little doodad, not on layer, sorry, on text. This is so you can show and hide layers through a property, so that you can find that pretty helpful, but it's here. Okay, call this title, and we're just going to say title. I also don't like that bold, so I'm going to change this to light. That's cuter, I think. Let's make sure this is centered in the... Man, I guess it is, but it sure doesn't look like it, does it? Let's take that over a little bit. I'm just trying to align it to that. Okay. Cool. Yeah, against that chevron, it doesn't look... looks weird. Regular. 24. Alright. Doesn't have to be that big, but... Alright, like I said, the boss wants it. So, we'll keep moving on. Tinker with that all day. Okay, so now this should just go back generically at any time, which is awesome. So wherever we apply that, it doesn't matter. We don't have to do any prototyping further. Just go back to which it came. Just go back. Don't worry about it. Just go back. All right, so we'll go to most favorites. We'll click that guy, and boom. Man, it's a little teeny. If you look, like it was hard to press. You see that little guy there? So we can change that by going to our chevron. See how the box that it thus contains, and that same trigger, I'm going to hold the Apple or Control or Command key and make this box. I think that'll work. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop. Can make that box bigger. It'll be easier to see as well. Go in here. Yeah, see that's adapted. And then his adapted. Just don't. I'm a finicky dude, as I'm sure you're aware of. So that makes it more pressable. The bigger that box is. Man, I don't like this title at all. Don't like it at all. Not quite sure. So you can do some analysis on that. What's it look like closer to this? You know, maybe it should just not be so bright white. Nah, okay. I'll just let it go. Sweet. So, you know, if you were to create another one, you wouldn't have to reestablish that back button. You wouldn't have to link all that business there. So please do that. All right, so let's see how our components are doing, our new components are doing, versus our light dark mode. I just want to think about that. Oh, they don't look too good. So your assignment is to make those work in dark mode. Wow, this looks okay. But these, make this work in light mode and dark mode. Have fun.